Hello, my friends, and welcome. Today I have for you a special episode. This is my first acquisitions of 2021. It contains several writing instruments. I will show them to you. I think this will be a special episode from my series of affordable school fountain pens. So this is the paper box, and I will leave it down for a second because I want to present you the fountain pens that I recently bought. So I will start with the first one. This is Chinese fountain pen. I don't know what those characters means, but I will certainly find out. Here is the logo, and we have smile, some kitties on it. We have the number. It's number 19, and I believe this is the producer. This is a metallic fountain pen and quite an affordable fountain pen. It has a hooded nib, as you can see, and it unscrews and it reveals this special converter that we saw on other Chinese fountain pens. And this fountain pen cost me only 5 lays or 1.03 euros or 1.26 American dollars. So quite a nice affordable metallic school fountain pen. I will leave this aside. And I also bought from the same Chinese store this little fountain pen, and this time we have the producer Quan Ren782. This is also a metallic fountain pen. It is painted in this black color. This, unfortunately, this isn't a sticker. I tried to peel it off, but it appears that it remains on the cap. Here we have an interesting feature to the clip of the cap. We have this synthetic diamond. Some might consider this a kitsch, but I think it's not so bad looking. This has also a friction fit cap. Let me see. And it has a different nib. I would call it an semi-hooded nib or even an open nib. So this also comes with its ink converter, as you can see. And the price of this metallic fountain pen, Chinese fountain pen, was also of 5 lays or 1.03 euros or 1.26 American dollars. Let's leave this aside. And now I have for you another metallic Chinese fountain pen. Let me see. Yes, this has the name of a city, Shanghai 003. It has those little, let me see if they are little diamonds. Yes, they are. So quite an interesting feature at the end of the cap. Also a metallic fountain pen, also painted in black. And I believe it has, yes, the same hooded nib and even the same grip section. Let me see if we have the characteristic converter. Yes, the same converter. And believe it or not, this fountain pen cost me also only 5 lays or 1.03 euros or 1.26 American dollars. Let's leave also this aside. So this, guys, was my first stop, a Chinese store from my city of Brașov in Romania, and I found this fountain pen beauties. I call them nice fountain pens at affordable prices. And next to it, I found out a stationery store, and its name is Kaleido. I will leave an address and a picture of this stationery store. And why is that? Because I found out a stationery store with decent prices in my hometown of Brasov, and you will see what I am talking about. So I will start with the inks. I found those inks at incredible prices. Let me start with the Faber-Castell ink, fountain pen ink, royal blue erasable, made in Austria, 30 milliliters. Yes, it comes in this transparent box, and I paid for this bottle only 10 lays, which means I paid 2.05 euros or 2.53 American dollars. So quite a nice price. Let's put this aside. And I remember the last time, if you watch my channel, you saw that my Faber-Castell ink, the pink ink, was contaminated with some leftovers from much more darker inks. So the pink became much more darker. So I thought to myself, I will buy another pink erasable ink. And I found this ink at also 10 lays, so at a reasonable price of only 2.05 euros or 2.53 euros. And the same for this turquoise Faber-Castell ink, 30 milliliters, only 10 lays or 2.05 euros or 2.53 American dollars. And because I found those inks at reasonable prices, I thought to myself, let me buy also my favorite ink for vintage pens, the Parker Quick. So the Parker Quick ink, I like this ink because it has the proper level of lubrication. So it goes quite well with all your vintage fountain pens. And I found this quite light blue Quick ink at I want to see how much how big the ink bottle is, and I believe it's 60 milliliters, but strange, I don't find okay, sorry, I will open it to see the bottle. So it's the classic Parker bottle, Quick ink, and yes, it has 57 milliliters, so not 60 but 57. Okay, this is the ink at a reasonable price. So I paid for it 26 lays or 5.34 euros or 6.57 American dollars. Yes, look, this is the quantity, 57 milliliters. Okay, so I will put this aside. And now, guys, I have a surprise for you. I've been searching this Chinese fountain pens for quite a lot, a long time, and it's finally in my collection. You probably know that I love big fountain pens, and of course, who loves big fountain pens definitely loves the Diplomat, the Mont Blanc Diplomat 149. And I'm sorry, I have here some fountain pen. I finally found the fountain pen I was looking for, and I'm talking about this big and heavy fountain pen. And this is the model. Let me zoom on it. And this is the model Jinhao 159. We have imprinted on it Jinhao and 159. So this big fountain pen, I was searching for it in black, but unfortunately the black ones were out, and it was available also on white. It is gorgeous. It is quite a big fountain pen, and let me show it among other fountain pens, or other big fountain pens. So I have here a Senator President fountain pen. You can see in comparison with the Chinese fountain pen how large it is. I also have a copy of the Mont Blanc 149 from the 1970s, the Romanian model Flaro Titan. And for comparison, I also have an 146 from the 1950s, so you can see how large these fountain pens are in comparison with the 146 model. Let's leave the 146 aside. Okay, now that I have all the three fountain pens, let me compare the size of the nibs. So I will start with the Flaro Titan, which has a number 9 nib like the Diplomat model. We will see now the nib of the Senator. The Senator has a steel nib, this is a gold nib, and of course the Jinhao has a steel nib. And let me put them aside as well as I can. Yes, so you definitely can see that the Romanian model has the largest nib of all. And I think the other nibs are number 6 if I'm not mistaken. So Jinhao, it is a steel nib, but it is 18 karat gold plated. This is the significance of 18K GP. Let's leave the other fountain pens aside. And now I'm trying to see the barrel and screws, and it reveals this ink converter. This is quite a nice ink converter. We have Jinhao branded on it. Yes. I love the fact that this part is metallic, or it appears to be metallic, and this is also metallic. So quite a nice durable fountain pen, a metallic fountain pen. So in comparison with the Mont Blanc 149, which has that precious resin, that plasticky material, this is a metallic fountain pen painted in red. And believe me, it shows. This video will be followed by a review of the Jinhao 159, and you will see on that review how much it weighs, because I have here my trusted scale, and we will measure it, and we will do, of course, a writing sample. So this is my surprise, my video, surprise of the video. So I paid for this fountain pen a reasonable sum, only 41 leis, which means I paid 8.42 euros or 10.36 American dollars. So quite a nice fountain pen for this price. Okay, let's leave this here. And now I have for you the so-called Dragon fountain pen. This is a Jinhao 1200, and this is the black model, or I call it the Jinhao Dragon. Let me see on the clip of the cap. So we have Jinhao, and yes, it's the 1200 model, and this version of it, it is a metallic fountain pen and painted in black. And as a characteristic of this model is this beautiful clip, which this dragon, who has 2 ruby eyes, of course artificial stones, but quite nice stones. At the end of the cap we see this motif, and on the back it is a plain black ending. The cap is a friction cap. We have the same nib as we saw on the Jinhao 159, also gold plated, and I believe, yes, the cap unscrews, and it contains also the same ink converter. So this is the Jinhao 1200. Okay, let's leave it aside here. Okay, And now I'm sorry, okay, it is better this way. So I also bought an official Jinhao box, and this I bought it as an extra because the fountain pens don't come in this box. So it's a simple box. It says here in Romanian cutie, which means in translation box. Of course, it contains another fountain pen that I bought, but this time the star is the box. So we have here Jinhao. This is a quite a nice box, and it cost me only 24 leis, which means that the cost is 4.93 euros or 6.07 American dollars. Quite a nice box. Okay, I leave this aside. And remember the Dragon model in black. This is the same version, but it is in gold. It's quite a flashy fountain pen. When you pull this out of your pocket, it certainly draws the attention. So the same model, 1200, and the same nice clip, a Dragon clip, and the same incredible price of, I don't know if I've mentioned, but this cost 52 leis or 10.67 euros or 13.14 American dollars. So let me see. No, it is a friction feed cap, the same nib, and it should have the same ink converter. Yes. And so this is the Jinhao. Let's put them here. And the last fountain pen, it is quite an elegant fountain pen and a beautiful fountain pen. I present to you the Jinhao 51A in this amber color. It is a wonderful color. So let me see if the model is right. We have Jinhao on the cap and 51A. It has this metallic cap, but the most wonderful thing, it is the body of this fountain pen. So quite a nice fountain pen, and the Chinese called it 51A. I wonder why. Well, that's why. Let me show you a Parker 51 from the 1960s, I think, made in England. This is the aerometric version, and for a slight comparison with the Chinese model, we have them side by side. Let me put them to you. Of course, the Chinese done such a great, wonderful work by including this great material. Quite a nice material. Look at those beauty. It is a beautiful fountain pen. A hooded nib, a steel nib, of course, the cap on screws, and it would be nice if it had an aromatic filling mechanism, but instead it has this converter. You can see it. Also Jinhao. Of course, you can use it also with cartridges made from Jinhao, so they are specific cartridges. But it is what it is. So let me show you the real deal. This is the early aromatic system. You can see here. This is an NOS one, so it was never inked. But this is the comparison. Of course, I think that the classic one holds more ink than this ink converter. And let me I have a curiosity. Let me see if this barrel from the Chinese fits. No, it doesn't fit. Look, it doesn't fit. The old Parker 51. I gave it a try, guys. This was my acquisition, my first acquisition of 2021. They are all new fountain pens, new affordable school fountain pens, as you saw, but also nice fountain pens at affordable prices. So guys, look at all that I'm holding on my desk. So believe me, they are all new and I paid for them less than 50 euros or less than 50 or let's say 60 American dollars. So quite a nice buy. And it shows that you can buy gorgeous looking things. Look at this. This is the same size as a Mont Blanc 149. Of course, it's much more heavier, but a wonderful fountain pen. And look at this beauty. This beautiful material. I'm not so sure if it's celluloid or not, but it's really a good looker. And of course, every collector needs to fill the fountain pens, needs to use the fountain pens. And for 10 lays a bottle or 2 euros or 2.50 American dollars, what would you ask for more? Of course, Parker is not more expensive because those are 30 milliliters and this has 57 milliliters. And remember that Parker has that great lubrication for your vintage fountain pens. They need a little lubrication, the parts in time, especially if you have a piston filler, but it works as well on lever fillers or other type of filling mechanisms. So thank you guys. Thank you for staying with me in 2021. I will try to deliver you vintage fountain pens because they are my primary love. But when you have these fountain pens from China that come in these incredible prices, and you must call them, for me this is a flamboyant fountain pen, but some other folks love this stuff. I certainly enjoyed the Eyes of the Dragon, so quite nice fountain pens at a budget, at affordable prices. So thank you, my friends, for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this. I won't call it an unboxing, but my first acquisition of the year. I hope that it will be followed by many other acquisitions. Of course, these are new fountain pens, school fountain pens, affordable fountain pens. But I thought to myself that the last unboxing were of vintage fountain pens, and maybe you are curious to see what you can find new out there in stores. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for viewing this episode. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. You can support my activity by subscribing. I hope you learned interesting things in this video, and I will see you again at the next video. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day wherever you are, and bye bye.